Welcome to Beyond the Prep, a podcast dedicated to providing information and insights into the bodybuilding sport. This podcast covers a wide range of topics from finding a coach to the struggling of competing, nutrition, supplements, cost, and much more. I'll be talking with competitors so you can hear their stories, judges, coaches. If you're interested in sharing your story, send me a note at skapach40@gmail.com. Welcome to Beyond the Prep. I'm your host, Sherry Kapach, and I'd like to welcome today Renee, and she's competing. Are you competing this morning? Or
yeah, in the bikini.
In the bikini? Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So welcome.
Thank you.
And how are you feeling?
As the wise Chuck Thompson once told me, feeling excited, and it's all nervous deliciousness. His words, and I've kind of always gone by that feeling. So feeling good.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. It's wonderful. So what made you decide to get into bodybuilding?
Of all things, I met a girl through horses, and she was into it, and I went and helped her do one of her shows, and I was just like in awe with all these women that were just from 18 to 65 that were competing, and I'm like, this is something I could do. And I love the structure of everything, so it just kind of like keeps pushing me and keeps pushing me.
Is this your first competition?
It's my second with the CPA, and I think it's my fifth altogether.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So just been running with it.
So when you first started getting into it and started figuring out what was all involved, what was your thoughts?
What did I get myself into? My first prep did not, honestly, I know everybody had tough preps, and prep is just tough in general, but my first prep never went as planned. Like, there was obstacle after obstacle, and we pushed the stage regardless, but it was just a learning process every time, and you just want to get bigger and better and leaner.
Yeah.
It's crazy. You just never want to stop.
Yeah, it gets kind of addicting.
It really is. And sometimes a lot of people say it's the shreds that are addictive, but I love the off season and learning where you can improve and get better, and learn more about your body in the off season.
Absolutely. Yeah. Because as you go along, you do learn, like, okay, well,
I didn't like that.
Right. Yeah. So obstacles, what kind of obstacles?
This prep was horrible. So I worked in the oil field, so kind of a rougher job. And then I also train horses, which can also be a tough.
Yeah.
And I took a few spills this year during prep. I partially dislocated a shoulder. I cracked some ribs. I've broken toes, all within the last 2 months. And let's talk obstacles. Those are just the physical ones, let alone not the hormones, the mental states, and just, this prep has been extremely tough.
So mental, what kind of mental strains have you encountered? Because there's people out here that are considering getting on, and they, it's just good information.
Absolutely. I think you have to really want to be on stage. For someone to just come in and just be like, hey, I want to give a shot at bodybuilding. Once you start that prep, you have to have an amazing coach behind you, a support system that understands why and what you're doing. Because not all days are good. The glamorous days, sure, everybody, prep looks fun. It's not, it's tough. And you have to be brutally honest with yourself, I think, during a prep, because if you're living on cloud 9 all the time, it's either going to hit really hard post show and you rebound, which a lot of athletes do. I think if you're honest the whole way through, and you're talking about, hey, I'm totally depressed today, or I don't feel like going to the gym, you have to have that support system to be like, hey, this was your dream, this is your goal, let's help you get here. So to me anyway, I know I have my rocks that I lean on a lot. So
and a coach definitely for that support, I can't do this.
Yeah, and to be able to talk to them about everything, like, I mean, as a female competitor, I have a male coach, like, you have to be open to all your, your PMS and everything else and hormones, and we all body shame ourselves, and we're our hardest critics. So having someone that you can really talk to is very important.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. So for someone that say is considering or thinking about starting out or wants to give it a shot, what's the best advice you could give them?
Honestly, enjoy every second of it, because whether it's the off season where you're building to get to your first prep to start your cut, enjoy it. Like, don't feel like it's a chore. If it feels like it's a chore, me anyway, if I'm being forced to do it, like if someone says, hey, let's do a show together, I have to want to do it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a huge commitment.
It is. It's time, it's body, it's everything. It's all of you.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it definitely consume you for sure.
Yeah.
Even for like socially.
Oh, absolutely. Right? And I mean, everyone talks about the glamorous of prep and competing, but you do lose a lot on the way to stage. Yeah. And you find out who your friends are, who they're not, and what's important to you and what's not. So
absolutely, that's a huge part. Like your whole environment will change.
Absolutely.
So
yeah,
some just don't understand, right?
And they don't care to understand.
Yeah, and those ones you don't need by your side.
Those are the ones you go, well, there's the herb. Yeah,
for sure. So what do you know now that you wish you would have known when you first started out?
In the horse world, it's a pretty cliquey industry. And I thought coming to a world that is full of, I'm going to say Barbie dolls, because that's what we see on show day. I didn't realize how big of a community and a family that the bodybuilding world is. Whether you're ready to step on stage or you're deep in off season, that camaraderie and support is always there. Very sorry. So yeah, that was the one thing that I wish I'd known earlier, because I was always scared to step in and be like, oh no, it's gonna be hard to find my way in there because everybody's just so there. But it's a huge family and everybody just supports each other. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a very tight-knit community. Yeah. And it's really nice to see that when you come to one of these shows, you're all on the same wavelength.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
You're all struggling, you're all hungry, you're all tired.
You all just want that cheesecake.
Like, just lift you up just to,
we're almost there.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. So where you are, say where you live in that, things like that, you have other bodybuilders around that you can communicate with, or are you kind of on your own in that aspect?
I do have a few of them. There's a lot of the virtual side of it, like you find girls or guys that are somewhere near in the area, and you talk about a lot about prep. But for the most part, I'll train alone and stuff like that. Just that's kind of my time. But reaching out has never been an issue. There's a lot of them that are there that you've encountered the same issues or had the same triumphs. So it's good you can talk to them.
Yeah. That's good. Perfect. Well, on that note, we will let you go so that it's a long day. You got lots of stuff to do.
Absolutely.
So good luck.
Thank you.
I'm hoping I can come out there and see you on stage. Yeah. Very excited for you.
Absolutely. So thank you very much.
Have a great day.
I want to thank my guest today and my listeners for joining me at Beyond the Prep. If you like this episode and want to make sure you don't miss any others, please subscribe. You can also find us on YouTube.